Good morning, everyone. I'm Jennifer, and this is A Country Life. Thank you so much for coming along, sharing in this day with me. I have for you today, this is going to be a day in the life. So I think it's already about 11 o'clock a.m. and we are just kind of going about the day, getting stuff done. We are not doing any homeschool today, so you're not going to see any like schoolwork or bookwork or anything like that going on. I say that there's no school going on, but there's still always so much learning to be had. Maria has a friend over today. Peter and Joseph are outside. They're working. He traps with the muskrats that he catches. Then he skins them and sells their hide. My family muskrat hunts and traps to get rid of the muskrats that like to dig holes in the dikes. We are cranberry farmers and muskrats are a problem. So anyway, that is what's going on there. And I am just working on ironing this morning. I have a couple of Warren's shirts done already. You might be able to hear the washing machine. I have that going. I ironed one of my dresses. And then I have this whole pile here still to iron. So I'm just working on that, trying to get caught up. All right, all of the ironing is done. And I know I'm not alone in this, but I still have some Christmas things that I need to put away. So I'm going to run these down to the basement, get them put away actually in their real spot. But I just heard that the washing machine is done. So first I'm going to transfer over my laundry. And now the key to not having to iron as much is to actually pay attention to what goes into the dryer here. And then come back and pull it out. You know, if it's something that would tend to need to be ironed, pull it out before it's 100% dried. Like this skirt right here, I'm actually only going to put the skirt in for about 10 minutes. And then I'll come back and pull it out, and hopefully I'll get it in time and it won't be totally wrinkled. We're having another one of these really warm and beautiful days, and I thought that probably the kids would love to have a picnic. I have a variety of kind of leftover deli rolls and one hamburger bun, and I have some white bread, just like white sandwich bread, and I thought I would make them up a bunch of sandwiches and some pineapple and some potato chips and send them outside to eat their lunch. So a week or two ago when I was at Dollar Tree, I picked up these little fertilizer sticks. So finally going to get those into my plants here. So I just have, let's see, I really just have these three that I'm going to put fertilizer sticks in. And it says on the back, it tells you how, like, whatever size diameter pot and how many spikes. So I think in this little teeny one, I'm just going to put one spike, 3 spikes up here in the 6-inch, and this smaller pot with a spider plant, I'm going to put 2 spikes. Alright, now I'm moving over to dishes. So Peter's washing dishes for me today. And that one needs to be washed again. Look at that. Ugh, that's a lot of milk. Let them soak for a little bit so it can loosen up the milk. Alright, while I wait for the sink to fill up with another load to rinse, I'm going to fold those and transfer or start up this load here. And just kind of talk a little bit about dishwasher. I've mentioned this, I feel like a lot of times already on my channel, but I just had the question come up again about why we don't replace our dishwasher. And quite honestly, everybody, I am so okay with hand washing dishes. I mean, right now Peter's doing it. I rinse, I stack. At some point here, one of us will put them away when they dry within the next couple of hours here. We all take our turn. I wash dishes, Warren washes dishes. Joe does not wash dishes. He rinses and he will dry and put away, but we don't have him washing. But anyway, everybody takes their turn washing dishes. It is not a big deal for us to just wash the dishes by hand. And I actually quite like washing dishes by hand. I feel like they are always clean. because you're like double checking them. They get washed and then they get rinsed, and the person rinsing can double check to make sure that everything came off of it, put it back in the sink if it needs to be rewashed, and they're always clean. So that is why we do not replace our dishwasher, because we don't want to. The sheer amount of sand that can get tracked into this house in 24 hours continues to amaze me. Even as we get less and less people in this house, we still have so much sand. And do you guys clean the bottom of your broom off when you're done sweeping? Something I try to teach my kids to do. All right, this load of laundry is done. I'm going to switch it over, and then I have a couple pair of shoes. I was just going through the shoe cabinet out in the garage, and I found some shoes that do not fit Peter anymore, but they're still in good shape. I just want to run them through the wash before I send them off to Goodwill, and I thought it would be the perfect time then to wash up a couple rugs. So it's that time of the afternoon where I'm starting to think about supper. It's 2:15 right now. I don't know where this day is going. I just feel like I'm doing all these like little things, little this, little that, but I don't know. Sometimes you do all those things and it doesn't really seem like it shows, but if I didn't do it, it would definitely show, right? That's how it is. So we just keep plugging along, do the little things, get it done. For supper tonight, Maria's friend's family, when they come to pick her up, they're actually going to be staying for the evening, and they're going to have supper with us. And so we're going to grill brats, and we're also going to have a couple pizzas. So there's going to be 10 of us, and I just thought we only have 10 brats, and I know like the guys, and I know Joe and whatever, they're gonna want more than one brat, so I have a couple pizzas that I'm gonna make along with that. I'm also going to make pretzel salad, so I'm gonna be starting to get that put together here shortly. And then I just pulled out a couple cans of pork and beans. I have a little bit of bacon in the refrigerator that I already had fried up, and so I'm just gonna add that bacon and then a little bit of diced onion to the pork and beans and get those kind of just simmering, probably just while we visit. And I'm thinking something else, probably some sort of vegetable. I'm not sure yet what that's going to be. I'm still kind of thinking if I'm just going to open up a couple cans of green beans, or if do I have green beans still down in the, I think I'm out of my home canned green beans. I don't know what it's going to be, but it'll be something. So for the pretzel salad, what I need to do is get 3 cups of crushed pretzels. Then I need to mix together a 1/2 cup of sugar and 1 stick of butter melted. And then add in the pretzels. I have a foil lined and greased pan here, 9 by 13. All right, the oven is preheated, so I'm gonna put these in the oven for 10 minutes, I think. I have to just check the recipe quick. Yes, that's 10 minutes. And now I'm just going to start slicing my strawberries. I'm actually just putting the strawberries in the butter, sugar, pretzel bowl here until I'm ready to assemble all of the components of the salad. I usually just quarter and then half. So I guess I eighth. I cut my strawberries into eighths, so they're in kind of like small bite-sized pieces to put into the salad. So at this point, I'm just gonna let the pretzel pieces cool. You can see what happens is like the butter and the sugar kind of boils up. Anyway, just let it cool and then I'll break it into pieces. I brought out the whipped topping. I have my cream cheese right here. I'm just gonna let those come up to room temperature so that they will mix nicely together. And other than it's this and the whipped topping, the cream cheese, crushed pineapple, and then strawberries get stirred in at the end. And it is so delicious. I mean, it's called salad, but let's not kid ourselves. It's truly a dessert. So technically potatoes, right? They're just another starch, but this is what I decided. I have a lot of potatoes right now. They were on sale and I picked up 10 pounds. Plus I had a few left over. Anyway, a lot of potatoes right now. So I'm going to make baked sliced potatoes for supper tonight. There's nothing that I need to do for these right now. So about an hour and 15 minutes before we plan to eat, I will peel 5 large baking potatoes. I'm going to mix together the butter and the oil, brush that over the potatoes, and then I'm going to add on garlic, salt, thyme, and pepper and bake them up. This tastes really good. I have some Parmesan cheese we can shake over the top. Just a really easy side dish. Well, it was definitely time to get outside. It is an absolute glorious day. The kids are actually down at the beach area doing some fishing right now. And last year, 2022, I washed all of the covers that go onto the cushions for my lawn furniture out here. So let's finally get that back together just in time to have some friends over today. Sometimes you need something like that, right? Something like that to happen. Sometimes you need something like that to make it all happen. It's kind of like before Easter, there was all kinds of little corners that I cleaned out. That stuff was just piling and piling, and I mean, not like piling 4 feet high or anything that kind, but just, you know, stuff just gets kind of pushed. A few piano books here, a couple pairs of shoes there, a couple Christmas decorations that didn't get put away, kind of get pushed over there. Anyway, Good Friday, or maybe Saturday morning, I finally put all those little things away that were hanging out in the corners. And now here we're having friends over for a cookout, and you know what? It's like, okay, let's finally get the covers put back onto the cushions. My sister-in-law and I were just mentioning this, that she's like, you know, sometimes it's those things that take 5 minutes and we put them off forever and ever. I do think this is going to take me longer than 5 minutes. I think I'm going to wrestle with them a little bit, but still, probably not much more than 15 minutes, and it's going to be done. And I put it off for this long. Well, all of the cushions are in place. That took 28 minutes. That took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. Now I just need to do some pretty major sweeping. This corner, or actually just like our whole patio, look at that, branches down. It gets like little tornado whirls of wind, and it seems like all of the oak leaves just collect. So I'm going to try, even though, I mean, the wind is blowing this way, which means it's blowing onto the patio. So I don't know. I'm going to see what I can do, try to get these leaves off and just kind of straighten it up, get it looking like someplace that I would want to sit with other adults. So I used the push broom and the rake and the leaf blower, and this is what's left. As soon as you're blowing off one area, then it just starts to blow into the other area, and it just keeps it going. So anyway. Oh, hi Joe, I didn't even know you were over on the sand pile. How was fishing? Now, of course, it calms down, so it makes it look like I'm lying, like I was just lazy and didn't want to get all the leaves off. But anyway, as soon as the wind would blow, they just keep on blowing back. So this is as good as it's going to get today, and that's just how it is. Now, another big project that's not going to happen today, and I attempted, was that last year or the year before, I got out a pressure washer that I actually bought at a garage sale and tried to pressure wash, and something was not working. And Warren looked at it. Yeah, it wasn't working. So anyway, this last winter he bought a pressure washer, and I am so excited. I am so excited to pressure wash. So hopefully, probably not this week. We're busy the rest of today, and then tomorrow we're busy prepping for a talent show. All 3 kids are in a talent show tomorrow, and so we have to prep for that. Sorry for the lighting, it doesn't want to. There we go. And then this weekend we have things going, so it's going to have to be, and then next week it's going to get back to cold again, so probably the week after. But anyway, I'm going to be pressure washing, and I am just so excited for that. I'm also going to take some of the garage rugs. I have those earmarked to pressure wash, so that is just something that I do not want to not happen. So it is 4:10. I thought at about 3:45 I would be getting back in here to do the potatoes, but I didn't because I was monkeying around out on the patio. So time to slice up those potatoes and get those baking, and And it's also going to be time to put together the pretzel salad. You can see I tested a little bit right there. I broke off that little corner right there and I ate that just to make sure, you know, you want to make sure that the sugar and the butter tastes good with the salty pretzels and everything. Of course it tastes good. Okay, potatoes are all sliced and lined up in my pan. I have my oven preheating to 400 degrees right now. I have 1/4 cup of melted butter and I'm going to add in 1/4 cup. That looks like pretty good. That's olive oil. You can really use any kind of oil you want. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, well, let me get out my, whoa, what is going on? Alrighty, so I'm just going to brush this mixture all over the potatoes. I want to get these coated really well, so rather than just pour it over and have it all just kind of like run down to the bottom of the pan, I am going to brush it on just like this. Whoa, I should have put my apron on. Okay, at this point now I can just pour this over. I know it seems like a lot, but it makes them taste really, 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 really good. A 1/2 teaspoon of garlic salt. And I just don't feel like that's enough. And that doesn't seem like enough either. A 1/2 teaspoon of thyme, which I know this is going to be enough. I'm actually going to do just like a scant 1/2 teaspoon. And then I need some pepper. Ooh. I'm going to put this into the oven like this, uncovered, for about 30 minutes. I'll check one of them that's like in the middle and a little thicker. This one's kind of thick over here. I see these two are kind of thick, so I'll test those and then maybe it'll have to go a little bit longer. Alright, well, our friends are over and it's a little hard to film when everybody's here, and honestly I forgot. We were just talking and laughing and having a good time. So here's the potatoes, at least what's left of them. I put the bacon in the pork and beans, and that's what's left. And we have the pretzel salad, which if I had a little more Cool Whip, it would have been nice to have some extra Cool Whip in there. And we have one brat and a few pizza bites left, and that is how things wrapped up here for today.